Hey y'all, welcome to your July 2025 quick, and I do mean quick, general reading for all of the signs. In this video, I'm just spending about 5 or 6 minutes on each sign, telling you what you can expect and giving you a little bit of advice. Some of y'all got 7 minutes because you know you special, period. But I am starting to move away from doing the whole 2-hour video for each sign and 30-minute video for each individual sign. As much as I love bringing those to you guys, it is becoming a task, especially to do on YouTube. And I think I'm going to start to move the rest of those readings on to Patreon or a different platform. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and put a little heart. If you guys don't want them, that's fine. We can do the quick general reads every single month. So just let me know. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started with Aries on to Pisces. Hey Aries, welcome to your July 2025 very, very quick read. We're doing 5 minutes tops, just the general. So let's get into it. What does Aries need to know about July 2025, Spirit? What will my Aries, Sun, Moon, and Risings experience in the month of July, Spirit? Just 3 cards. What will Aries experience in the month of July? 3 cards. One more. What will my Aries experience in July? What do they need to know about July 2025, Spirit? Interesting. It will take for you to leave something alone in order for you to see progress in it. Okay, Spirit is a little deep, girl. Spirit is a little deep. So with the Knight of Swords, this is air sign energy. Ooh, excuse me. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So these signs may be relevant to you. They do not have to be. Use your own discernment to where that applies. But essentially, you may be coming at something, whether it be a career goal, a relationship, a passion project, something. You're coming at it with full gusto. Maybe you have been for some time. But what you're realizing is that it's not working anymore, right? You've been trying. You've tried this. You've tried that. You've put your effort into it. You've rushed at it. You've taken a step back. Like, you've done everything that you possibly can do. But now you're at a point where you're just like, okay, this doesn't serve me anymore. To be honest, it feels peaceful, Aries. It doesn't even feel like you're upset about this. It feels like you understand that it's time to move forward. You almost at peace a little bit. Okay, I've done everything that I can do. The money slowed down. The relationship is causing confusion. Whatever it is, you just have realized that it's time to take a break from whatever it is. This is. Honestly, it's not even time to take a break. It's time to leave it alone. It almost seems like as soon as you leave it alone, as soon as you walk away, as soon as you say, you know what, I've been looking for this one cup so long and it's not going to come here. I'm going to just take my route somewhere else. The second you say that, Aries, guess what? Here it comes rushing in. Here comes this 8 of Wands energy. Whoever wasn't communicating is communicating now. Whatever wasn't working before all of a sudden starts working. At the very minimum, it starts to move and you start to get to see some sort of progress on whatever this thing is that you've walked away from. And for some of you, don't think so broadly, right? With any of my tarot readings, use your intuition, use your observation of your own life and your own situation to see where this applies, because sometimes I'm talking about broader things, but it may be in a smaller way, right? You may simply say, you know what, I've been trying to go to Pilates, but for whatever reason my body just doesn't like it. I feel worse, my body hurts, I don't feel like I'm seeing progress. Maybe it's time to just do yoga, or maybe it's time to go back to weightlifting. You see what I'm saying? And you may realize that works better for you the moment that you switch it over. It can be just that small. It can be a mindset. I've been stressing myself out trying to do XYZ. And now I just, you know what? It doesn't, I don't feel like it anymore. It doesn't feel good to me anymore. It's more fun when I don't feel so attached to the outcome. Soon as you stop caring, as soon as you say that's enough, it starts to come in. At the very least, you start to feel like you're moving in the right direction. You know what I mean? Because maybe you fully leave whatever it is or whoever it is behind, but now you're actually seeing forward movement. And I love that for you, Aries. So keep that in mind. The moment you stop fighting something is the moment it starts working out for you. Okay? And this can just be a general life message as well. Because I feel like for some of you, this is a air sign of some sort too, whether it be a friend or a family member or a romantic partner of some sort. Like, I feel like for some of you though, somebody might be coming back. I know I probably have said this already to Aries, but if someone does return into your energy, I think you kind of turn your back on it anyway. It's not a viable offer. It's just as crazy and just as foolish and just as ridiculous as it was when it first came in. And now you're just like, whatever, next. Okay? So let's give you a parting message for the month of July. Told y'all these was going to be quick. Parting message for my Aries spirit. What advice do you have for them for July to get them through? I know that's right. Period. And I kept getting that Sagittarius energy. It's crazy that it came out. Aries. New moon in Aries, new moon in Sagittarius. It's time to take action. Luck is on your side. And if that ain't the perfect sentence. So basically, Aries, that's it. Like, it's time to take action. There are some things you have been waiting on and stuck on and thinking about and overthinking about. And now it's just time to do what your intuition and your mind has been telling you to do. If it's been telling you to move on, if it's been telling you that you've done all you can do here, because that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you've done the best that you can. You've put your best foot down, and now it's time to leave all this BS behind you. That was the old chapter. We're going into the new chapter. If you have been hesitant, if you have been worrying about whether or not that will benefit you in any way, now you know it will. Luck is on your side. Try that new thing. Try that new direction. You'll be so much happier, okay? Other things that I'm seeing, the color pink, maybe wearing pink or red more, wearing more things on your head. So wigs, headbands, costumes for somebody I'm hearing, like a headpiece of some sort, braids, the color gray, an unexpected phone call, smoke and incense. Maybe relevant, hot weather, and swimming a lot. Bye, my love. Hey, Taurus, welcome to your quick read for July 2025. We're going to do these, and this is going to be like a 5-minute read, okay? So we're going to pull out your 3 cards, and then we're going to see what the energy is generally, and then we're going to move forward. What does Taurus need to know about July 2025, Spirit Guides? What does the Zodiac sign Taurus need to know about July 2025, Sun, Moon, and Rising? What will my Tauruses experience in July 2025? Sun, Moon, and Rising. What will the Tauruses experience? Yes. Okay, right off the bat, Sagittarius energy with the Temperance here. Sun, Moon, or Rising may be relevant to you. If not, that's fine. Queen of Cups energy, water sign energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio may be relevant to you. Does not have to be. Okay, give me a second to sit on this Taurus. Okay, Taurus. So immediately with these 4 of Pentacles, and even with this Temperance card, and even with the Queen of Cups, now that I think about it, there's an energy of conserving your energy, keeping things to yourself. For some of you, you may have the goal of saving your money or just being more like conscious of how you spend your money in the month of July, so that you're kind of focused on that. If it's not money specifically, it's definitely work where you're trying to conserve your energy. Maybe last month or the months before, you've been putting a lot out and you've been doing a lot and servicing a lot, but now this month you're trying to either do less or you're trying to make it, I guess, controlled and more contained so it doesn't overwhelm you so much. Because I do think that there may be some emotional overwhelm or just like feelings of like getting, wow, all of my cards just fell. Anyway, feelings of getting too involved everywhere with everything. And so it's making you a little more emotional. For somebody specific, I'm hearing making you more oversensitive. What's the word? Overstimulated is what I'm looking for. So for some of you, you may feel overstimulated and you're like, oh my God, like everyone's always talking to me and touching me and wanting things, and now I just want to be left alone. But it's not a bad month though. Like I do think it's good energy this month. I just think you're more inward this month. You're worried about yourself. You're worried about keeping your house together, your security together, your funds together, stuff like that. Temperance also calls for balance, moderation. So for some of you, there could be a question of like the schedule that you're keeping, or again, the output of energy. I'm also sensing that someone may come in and help you balance things, or somehow, some way you get some sort of relief. I don't know from where for some of you, because it feels like it can be various places. If it's at work, someone comes and takes the load for you. But if it's just like socially or maybe in other random environments, it's like someone just, they just relieve you of the thinking that you're in this alone. for the most part, if that makes any sense. So that's a beautiful thing to look forward to in the month of July. There's a message that I'm picking up about activities, right? So if you drink, or if you like, you know, you're doing a little bit of partying and hanging out, it is summer, you may be trying to like cut back on your amount of drinking, or if you don't cut back, you don't want to get too drunk, or too, like, you don't want to kick it too much, because I feel like there may be some peer pressure that comes up too, and you may find yourself out when you don't want to be, or drinking when you don't want to, or doing stuff when you don't want to, again, from a place of trying to people please, or trying to help, or trying to, you know, putting all of that energy. Just make sure you're being true to yourself. It's okay to have fun, of course, but if you've made a promise to yourself, don't backtrack on that just because someone's crying about being able to have access to you in that way. Let me see what else. That's all I'm seeing for you. So let's see. What advice do you have for Taurus in the month of July? What advice do you have for my Tauruses in the month of July? Spirit, make it abundantly clear. Interesting. There goes some more advice. Okay. Aries may be relevant in your life, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Gemini may be relevant in your life, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, so we had, let me do it the right way. It's time to take action. Communication is key. Conclusions are within reach. Yep. So kind of what I suspected. You are technically, quote unquote, taking action, right? You're maybe moving something forward. Again, if you haven't been saving your money, maybe you're focused on saving your money. Like, you've decided that something doesn't work anymore, and now you're actually putting something forward, or like putting a new plan in place so that you don't have to stress, or like, I don't know. Not that you're not more organized person anyway, being an earth sign, because y'all like routine. But I think this month is like there's a specific routine or a specific thing that that has been out of control that you're like trying to gain a hold of this month. So you're getting out there. You're doing something different than you were last month. So definitely take that action, but also take action on communication specifically. Like I said, some of you have someone coming in to help, or at least they want to. Be open to that. Let them know how you feel. Don't try to be nice little Taurus and sweet little Taurus and just let it slide. Let them know that you need help if you need it. Don't be in your head and not telling people what it is that you want from them. Let them know how you feel, because otherwise, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sensing there's a potential for a blow up. Okay. And if you're trying to get back on track, that is definitely for you. Okay, conclusions are within reach. So this crazy energy is not going to last forever, my love. Again, I told y'all these was going to be quick. I hope you have an amazing month. Bye. Hey, Gemini, welcome to your July 2025 quick read. We're going to get this done within 5 minutes. I also want to mention that I might be doing a Patreon, y'all. If y'all want to keep getting the love and the career messages, I might be doing that on Patreon soon. So what y'all see? Let's get into this read. What does Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know about July 2025, Spirit? What will my Geminis experience this July? 4 of Wands. 2 more cards, Spirit. 3 of Swords in reverse. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What will they experience this July? Okay, give me a second, Gem. So home is restored is a message that I'm hearing. Security is restored. Foundation and like, I want to say comfort is restored. Something of that nature with the 4 of Wands. So for some of you, if you were previously battling a heartbreak or a disappointment of some sort, does not have to be romantic. This can be a loss. This can be a relationship issue. This can be like for some of you, I'm picking up just a mode. You know how sometimes we get into those modes where everything just feel like heavy and annoying and just horrible. You're just like, I feel like there is everything gets kind of repaired in the month of July. It starts to feel better. If you and your ex broke up, maybe y'all getting back together. If everything seemed like it was going crazy in your house and you was losing your mind, now you feel more calm and more at peace where you live. Because with the 4 of Wands, we're looking at those 4 wands, those 4 walls rather. So that often can represent the home. But with our newlywed couple here, it can also represent a marriage. So for some of you, could be getting married, and or there's some sort of new level or new sense of comfort within your relationship, or even within. Okay, I love that for you. So things get repaired, get better, and you start to feel more hopeful with the musician. He is our inspiration leader. The magician is I have all my resources. I just need to learn how to use them. Nut person. So I feel like you may be at that point. I just heard for somebody, if you were stalling on something. So for example, if you had like a career that you were pursuing at one point, or a passion project or something, you've been kind of, either you've paused it altogether, or let me just correct that. Maybe you stopped it altogether, or you took a pause. Either way, now you're back inspired and you're back into the groove of things. Again, because this has been lifted. Our Three of Swords is our heartbreak card, right? Our heartbreak card, our disappointment card, our betrayal card. But when we have it in reverse, we're good. We're feeling better. We're healing at the very, very least. There may be still some wounds, but we're coming together. So I love that for you, Gemini. Yeah, it feels like a very good month. Home is restored. Who you are is restored. And I love that for you, because I think sometimes, especially with Gemini energy, air sign energy in general, y'all can have these periods of what the heck is going on. Like, even if you don't feel it emotionally, it may feel like things are always out of control, or like your mind is all over the place. But I feel like you may get to that point where you can actually just chill and enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy your relationship, enjoy some things, okay? And not be, in a manner of speaking, hunted by your past, okay? So I'm happy for you. If not a wedding, there's some sort of celebration. There's some sort of situation that's, happening for you in a good way. And you feel much better than you did, say, towards the beginning of the year, where things might have been more heavy. Now, be sure to stay in an optimistic mindset, because despite all of this good stuff happening, you may find yourself responding to negativity and responding to, I don't know, I guess fear. Old things that have happened to you. Old situations. Like I said, if you're getting back with someone or taking the next step in a relationship, you may start to doubt and fear, and all of these things come up that weren't there before. Just make sure you remain excited. Good things are coming for you, my love. Real quick shuffle. What advice do you have for Gemini spirit in the month of July? What advice do you have for Gemini in the month of July, spirit guys? Make it abundantly clear. One more card. July for my Geminis. Yep. Mutable signs may be relevant to you, that being Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. I think those are mutables. Yep. So they may be relevant to you. Also, just more of a flexible energy, an adaptable energy you may need to take in the month of July. Pisces energy. Did I say Pisces already? I did. See, so double that on Pisces. Some of you may be married to a Pisces. Maybe you have an important Pisces in your life. But you see that this also says balance and spirituality and practicality. Okay. So again, there's a need to stay adaptable, my lovely, lovely mutable air sign. Don't find yourself getting too stuck on things being the same way, whether in a negative way or a positive way, okay? And then make sure that while you're dreaming, you're also being practical. If you're being practical, that you're also allowing yourself to dream. Use all the tools in your toolkit, okay, my love? Have a good month. Bye. Hey, Cancer. Welcome to your July 2025 quick 5-minute read. Let me go and turn the timer on, okay? We're going to get into it. Also, this is only going to be a general read for the month, but if you are still interested in love and career readings, I may be putting those up on Patreon soon. So let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Let's get into it. 3 cards, spirit guys. What does the zodiac sign Cancer need to know about July 2025? What will Cancer's experience, Sun, Moon, and Rising in July? And happy early birthday, by the way. It's actually Cancer season as I'm filming this. What does Cancer need to know about July 2025? Okay. Give me a second, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. It's a couple of things that I'm seeing here. So, with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, you may feel as though you are wasting your time. somewhere. You're wondering if you are. You're wondering if all of your effort and your energy, like maybe, like for some of you, it's that you've been trying to look towards the future, but for whatever reason, you're constantly blocked. Like maybe, timer back on. Maybe you have thought, okay, I want this type of career, or I'm like going to keep applying for jobs, and for whatever reason, you're just not getting anything back. Maybe you've been trying to figure out your home situation, and for whatever reason, it hasn't been working out. Like something just feels like you're just spinning your wheels in place and you're not going anywhere, okay? I think for a lot of you too, this may come in a romantic sense too, because you may have tried to put a lot of effort into someone, and either you're about to lose it all, which I don't think so. I think for some of you, it's just more of like, how many times do I have to ask? How many times do I have to go through this conversation with this person in order to get what I need? And this may not even be romantic. Let me take that back. This can be somebody else. When we see Knight of Cups, he brings charm and romance, right? So it seems like you or your partner may be so caught up in the delusion that they're not really paying attention to the long term. For somebody specific, this may be like a situationship where it's like you're ready for concrete evidence of a relationship, and this person is like, oh, let's just kick it, let's just hang out, like everything's great. No need to talk about marriage, no need to talk about being in a relationship, let's have fun. And that's a waste of time. At least it feels like it. For somebody specific, you may be trying to get something going for your birthday, and you feel like someone is not like they're not listening to you. So like for instance, you may be trying to plan your birthday thing, or you want to, but this person may be either dragging their feet or they're trying to plan it in secret. I don't really have any advice for that. That just may be something that comes up where you're like, I wanted to go to the theme park, but so-and-so said they're going to plan my birthday, so whatever. Yeah, there's like just an impatience with it. You want to see some growth. You want to see some movement, Cancer. And it just hasn't been really happening. And you're getting to a point where you're starting to feel away. I'm going to be honest too. For some of you, you may decide to take a risk because of this sense of impatience. Like you may just go ahead and go for something. Or maybe someone around you does that. But they don't really do it with thought. It's just because they want to get out of this energy, you know? The Knight of Cups, the thing to know about the Knight of Cups is that he doesn't always live in reality, right? He's charming whomever he's charming because he has on his rose-colored glasses. But when he's in reverse, he doesn't really see them clearly, and he becomes this whole different person. Maybe he already is that whole different person. He becomes moody, he becomes jealous, he becomes all of the negative things that love can bring. But upright, he's like, wow, you're amazing, I love you so much. But but you see this fool, he goes right off the cliff and realizes, okay, this may not have been a smart idea, okay? So be careful about being so impatient with a situation that you romanticize a solution and then end up here, okay? Now, these can be completely separate. Like you may be having impatience issues with your work or finances, but then there may be some good things going on in love. I also hear for somebody, if you're not ready, you're just not ready. Don't allow someone to force you into a connection, either that you don't want or that you're not ready for, just because they are. I think some of you might do it anyway, though. You might do it anyway, though, which is why this Fool card comes up, because then you're beating yourself up beside the head. Like, dang, I was reckless. I shouldn't have did that. I should have held back. And for some of you, you're straight up holding back in the first place, and maybe they're getting impatient. I don't know. Y'all tell me about it in the comments, okay? So clarity, what advice do you have for my Cancers for the month of July, Spirit, in their birthday month and beyond? What advice do you have for them? Yep, don't let pride get in the way. Leo energy. One more. What message? What advice do you have for my Cancers? Ooh, a lot came out. The answers you need are coming. Period. Full moon in Gemini. So again, I don't know if I mentioned water sign energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio may be relevant to you. Does not have to be a Gemini or a Leo may be relevant. You also got this card here. New Moon in Scorpio. It says work through your fears. You also got be bold, make the first move. Card New Moon. That's Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer energy. And another Leo card. Leo is following you, honey. Confidence is your key to success. So all of these is telling you to just have confidence in yourself and work through your fears, Cancer. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm processing. Make sure that you're not making decisions. Like, I hope you're not beating yourself up because you feel like you should be anything, Cancer. Hold on, let me pause the timer. If you don't feel like you should be farther along, or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, don't compare your journey to anybody. Don't let pride get in your way. If someone is trying to love on you, and you know they are, like, this isn't like you're not sure, you actually know that someone's trying to care for you in a certain way and you're being defensive, don't let pride get in your way. And if you're worried about what your next steps are, my love, the answers you need are coming. Just gotta sit with it patiently. Try not to jump over the edge before you do. Okay, my love. Hope this is helpful. Let me know about it in the captions. Ciao, in the comments. Have a good day. Bye. Hey Leo, welcome to your read for July 2025. This is gonna be very quick, baby. We're gonna do 5 minutes, because if you guys would still like to see your love and your career, I may be starting up a Patreon. So let's just do this general. We'll go from there. What does Leo need to know about the month of July? Leo, sun, moon, and rising. What will they experience, Spirit? 2 more cards. What will the zodiac sign Leo experience in the month of July? Okay, we already got the Knight of Wands out in reverse, the 10 of Swords out in reverse. One more. What will the zodiac sign Leo experience in the month of July? All right, let me sit with these for a second, Leo. All right, Leo. So fire energy may be relevant to you this month. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is also our Aries card if you can see the horns. So there may be a fire sign that's significant to you in this month. Use your discernment on where that applies. But overall, I'm sensing this energy of you've worn yourself out. So like, you may come into July or be in the month of July and realizing that you are kind of pushing and forcing something to a point where you kind of exhaust yourself with this 10 of Swords in reverse. Like, now you're absolutely 100% tired. You don't really have the willpower, the funds, the thought process, the solutions anymore to deal with something or someone. For others of you, you are doing so much, like you're so scattered, like there's so many bills to take care of, and there's so many conflicts to get down to. It's just like you're scattered and all over the place. It's almost as if you have a goal every day, but for whatever reason you're not accomplishing it, or I don't know. I can't explain it other than like you're trying to move forward, but it seems like there's always something holding you back or pushing you back 10 steps. You know what I mean? And that can be funds, or that can be energy, or that can be people. It's just, okay, cool, this morning I'm gonna get a drink of coffee and I'm gonna start work. By the time you get to the kitchen, there's a problem, and by the time you get your coffee and sit down to work, there's, you know what I mean, it just seems like there's always something taking you a step back. So somewhere in the month you end up at a space of burnout, or just no longer trying with whatever it is that you've been trying to make happen, right? You say, you know what, I need some rejuvenation because I'm all out. I've tried everything I can try. I've thought everything I could think. I'm over it. The good news is you reclaim your energy by the end of the month. Honestly, structure is what does it. So for example, if you're someone who's, let's say, starting a new job or starting a new part of your life, you realize that kind of flying by the seat of your pants and doing things, you know, all, I guess what they used to say, willy-nilly, you realize that doesn't work for you. You actually need structure. You actually need to maybe stop doing something that distracts you and gets you all disorganized, or stop dealing with someone who is not confusing, distracting. That's the word. You realize that those things just can't come. Okay. And for a lot of you, you're really, you may not even realize this yet, Leo. I'm gonna be honest. Some of you are facing an ending and you are not accepting it, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. You are facing an ending. There's a reason why that person tires you out. There's a reason why it's not working, but for whatever reason you just keep on getting up. You just keep on getting up, and you keep on showing up despite the fact you may need to accept that it isn't in your plan, or just realize the impact that it's having on you. Okay, Something with your father or boss may be significant this month as well. All right, so let me give you some advice. Whoop! What advice do you have for Leo? Child, that's your advice right there. It slipped out my hand. Give me a second. Give me a second, Leo. Oh, nah, maybe not. These may not apply. Let me see. What lit advice do you have for Leo this month, Spirit, for the month of July 2025? What advice do you have for my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Spirit? What advice do you have for my Leos? Work through your fears. Okay, one more. Step out of your comfort zone. There it is. You're constantly doing something and it's just not working. And I'm going to keep it real. Let me pause my timer because I really meant 5 minutes. Let me pause my timer. Let me tell you something, Leo. Your comfort zone is whatever you're sticking with despite the fact that it's not working. Right? And believe it or not, as fun and as fiery as Leos are, y'all are also fixed signs, which means that you, just like Taurus, just like Scorpio, just like Aquarius, you like a bit of structure. You like a little bit of routine. And you kind of like for things to stay the same once you've gotten used to them and once you started to enjoy them. The problem is that's holding you back. If the relationship isn't working, it isn't working. Stop fearing what it will be like to be single again, or what it will be like to lose your investment, right? Stop fearing what it will be like if you have to go back to being lonely, or you have to go back to working that job you don't like, or whatever. Stop fearing that. That's what's holding you back, not the newness, quote unquote, of the situation or changing the situation. It's just the fact that you're not moving forward in the first place, that you're staying still. Okay, my love? I hope that helps. I hope you have an amazing month. Tell me about it in the comments. Bye. Hey Virgo, welcome to your July quick reading. Okay, let's get into it. These are only going to be about 5 minutes long, and I'm just covering the general because I plan to possibly move love and career and all the other areas of your life to Patreon. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. But let's get your cards out. 3 cards. What is the zodiac sign Virgo? Why am I stuttering? Need to know about July 2025. What does Virgo need to know about July, Spirit? Make it abundantly clear. What are they experiencing? Okay, a lot more cards than I asked for. The Fool in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, the Queen of Wands in upright, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. Signs that are appearing to me immediately: fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, heavy on the Leo. Something about a cat and something about fries. Really greasy, chunky fries may be relevant. I don't know if you're supposed to be eating them, or you're eating them now, or you're not supposed to be eating them, but there they go. Okay, Virgo, let's get into it. So right away, despite all the reversals, this is actually a really good, interesting month. I think you're going to be taking some risk, Virgo. Ooh, earth signs taking some risk. So what I'm figuring out, sorry about this camera. What I'm figuring out is that with the Fool, with the Hierophant, you have been kind of operating a certain way for a while, or operating in a box in some area of your life. And in the month of July, you decide to start taking risks. You start trying to step out of the box and doing something you don't normally do. This will look different for all of you. It may be literal, like with the Hierophant. It could be in your religion, in your belief sector. You're believing something different. You're expressing yourself differently than you have before. You may have been more quiet. Now you're being more courageous and outspoken, right? For somebody, you're shooting your shot. you see somebody that you like, that's cute, been cute to you. You might send them a letter. You might send them a text. You might tell them how you really feel. But in some way, you take a risk. The Fool in the reverse can also can be innocent and happy and, I guess exploring the world. But in reverse, he's kind of jumping off the ledge without looking. So a lot of the time, it advises that it's not a good decision, and you may feel that way somewhere in the month. You may second guess yourself and wonder if you were just a little bit too brave, or if you should really leave where you started. Okay, and it doesn't have to be actually leaving. It can be like, I don't know, changing something. Like you change your hair and you're like, ooh, shit, I have went blonde. Maybe I need to go auburn or something. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like you realize, like, okay, because I get this feeling of flying too close to the sun or going too far out. And that's when you look back and you go, oh crap, do I need to go back? Hold on, Virgo. We'll see what the advice says. But I love that you're opening up. I love that you're feeling more courageous. And I love that you're kind of kind of strutting your stuff a little bit. Queen of Wands energy, she's beautiful, she's vibrant, she's smart, she's confident, courageous. You know what I mean? She knows what she wants and she goes after it. She's not really wondering and second guessing really anything for that matter. Okay? She has a lot of independence as well. For some of you, you may be out more often than not. If you find yourself being more in hermit mode, you may find yourself outside or being unapologetic. So if you're not being more social, you're being more like, I'm going to say what I want to say, or if I don't want to do something, I'm not. If I do want to do something, I'm going to tell you, like that kind of vibe. I just wonder if at some point you're going to feel like you're taking it too far. Okay. There's another thing with the Fool. Someone, I'm hearing very specifically for someone specific, that someone may take you as a joke or think that you're a fool or take you for a fool. Something like that. Maybe vice versa. But that may come up as a theme. Like, I know they're not playing with me. Which may be the reason why you become this more bold person. Because you're like, no, they didn't. Cannot have that disrespect. But let's see. What advice do you have for my Virgos for the month of July, Spirit? Clarifying that. Any advice for them to get them through the month? Expect powerful change, period. One more. What advice do you have for my Virgos? Oops, too many. One more, Spirit guides. What advice do you have for my Virgos in the month of July? Oh, this came out, but we're not going to keep it. Advice for my Virgos, Spirit guides. Make it clear. One more card. I say one, they give multiple. And sure enough, confidence is your key to success. Didn't I say heavy Leo energy? Didn't I say heavy Leo energy? I definitely did. Let me pause the timer. 2 Leos on this card. A Leo here. Confidence is your key to success. Do not let pride get in your way. It's another card that came out. Expect powerful change. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I think that your change is going to be within. Let me read an excerpt. Jesus Christ. From the book. I'm moving so fast. I'll just read this here. Yes, 1,000 times yes. You're being shunted towards your life purpose. Whatever is happening now is happening for your highest good. This is an important turning point in your life. A new portal is opening, and all you have to do is have the what? The courage to forget about the past and move through it. You're being put back on the right path. There is nothing to fear. So what did I say? That question I asked earlier, whether or not you were doing the right thing, you are. Okay, it'll be uncomfortable because you're Virgo. You're more mild and more strategic, and you like to be humble and take your time when you make these type of decisions. But nope, Spirit's saying go ahead. Obviously that's telling our message, but I feel the need to read Full Moon and Leo to you as well. Self-esteem is good, vanity is not. Everyone is equally important. Creative urges should be followed. So if this is a creative thing, follow it. Work some magic. A friendship is ending now. What did I say earlier? Someone may feel like you're a fool or take you for a fool, and you may have to break the mold a little bit. Okay, my love? But that's all I'm saying for you. Have a good July. Tell me about it in the comments. Hey, Libra, welcome to your quick reading for July. Let's go ahead and hop in. This will only be about 5 minutes because we're going to save the love and career reading possibly for another platform. So let's get into it. What does Libra need to know about July 2025? What will the zodiac sign Libra experience? The Lovers in reverse in July 2025. Someone arising. What will my Libras experience in July 2025? What do they need to know about July, Spirit? Make it abundantly clear. Thank you. Let me take a look at these, Libra. Okay, Libra. So right away, something that I'm sensing is that with the Lovers card in reverse, there's probably some sort of disagreement or disharmony going on. It doesn't have to necessarily be within a romantic relationship, but it is a connection that is very dear to you, or at least was at one point. So for some of you, you may find yourself feeling like you are no longer aligned with someone or on the same page with someone. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you all may be holding back on that decision. Like you're kind of resisting something that has been in the works for a while. So if this is a relationship and you guys have been arguing or maybe just not on the same page for the longest time, you may find yourself struggling with that decision. Like kind of like knowing that you need it to happen, but at the same time, not feeling fully ready to let go. It's almost like it's still weighing you down. It's still heavy. It's still sad. Maybe for some of you, especially if you're like parting away from a partner of some sort, maybe they're making it hard, right? So it's like as much as you want to be the one to move away and do what you got to do and make it quick, they're kind of making this a rough decision. On the other hand, with these two cards, you could just be more so focusing on self-love and trying to get yourself back is what I'm hearing. Like, especially if you felt out of sorts or felt a little heavy, it's almost like you're trying to get yourself back and you're kind of spending time resting. I don't want to use the word regenerating, but kind of regenerating as well. Like, we're getting back to our old self, and I just heard a ding, so that's confirmation. You're trying to get back to yourself. So it may be a very chill month, if nothing else, mentally and internally, because you need that for yourself. You need to feel more like yourself. You need to get that rest. You need to get that time to yourself, especially if you're considering the connections around you or feel like your environment or the relationships around you are no longer serving you, okay? But that pushes you towards your creativity. That pushes you towards, maybe for some of you, I just heard for somebody, a makeover, getting a new hairstyle, creating a new look, maybe creating things that you have, used to create. I don't know. Like, maybe if you're some sort of artist, we all have our hobbies. We all have our things that we do. Even if it's not crafty, it doesn't mean it's not creative, right? Like, it's something original that only you do or only you're interested in. If you're a music head, or maybe if you're somebody who enjoys some other type of hobby, maybe you get back into those things. For as well, something that I picked up is that you may be going out with new people and creating new relationships. I'm gonna be honest, they don't feel as deep as this one, but it does feel like a welcome distraction. Okay, it's something fun to do, something interesting to get into while you go through this time in your life. Okay, so let's see what advice the Spirit have for you for the month of July 2025. What advice do you have for my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Yeah, emotions are running high. One more, Spirit. What advice do you have for my Libras in the month of July? Maybe that's it. Oh, man, look, spoke too soon. Okay, emotions are running high. What to say? Take time to breathe out. Didn't I say you need some rest? Okay. Don't let pride get in the way. I know that's right. Yeah. So Spirit's kind of telling you, like, to take a step back, right? Because there may be a lot of emotions flying around, especially if this is a breakup of some sort. Be careful not to say things that you don't mean. Be careful not to kind of take a, well, if you don't do X, I'm going to do Z mindset. Like, too rigid of a mindset. There's some solutions coming, but you just don't want to push the situation further than you have to, especially if you're going off of emotion. Like, don't blow things out of proportion, basically. But yeah, if this is a relationship and like there is no breakup, also consider that maybe there's just a lot of heat right now. You know how relationships go, they ebb and flow. So you just may be in one of those situations where it's like, oh, they're just really getting on my nerves right now. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This can be a friend, this can be an uncle, this can be an auntie. It's just someone in your life where it's like, we're just not seeing eye to eye right now. So just be careful about just making any declarations that you won't mean later. Otherwise, I just think you need some time to get your mind right, to feel better about whatever's been happening and whatever's been going on. And as you should. Give me a second, Libra, because I want to read this Disseminating Moon card to you, because it feels like something you really need to hear. The question is, can I find it in the book? Okay, it says it right here. You should know where you stand, either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. It's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else. Avoid falling into a slump. Breathe. We can't be on all the time. Yeah, you need some time to regroup. And like I said, if you can afford to take a step back and not really be involved in a situation for some time so that you can actually think, I think that'll work for you. And for some of you, it may be that a friendship is ending too. So keep that in mind. Okay, my love. I hope that resonated for you. And if it did, tell me about it in the comments. Let me know. Bye. Hey, Scorpio. Welcome to your quick July 2025 reading. We're just going to do the general in this video because I am potentially moving love and career and all of the rest of the sections over to a different platform. So you guys let me know how you feel about that in the comments. But let's get into it. Look at that Ace of Swords. Okay, what does Scorpio need to know? Oops, 1 second. Got a little eager there. What does Scorpio need to know about July 2025? What will my Scorpio sun, moon, or rising experience during July 2025? Interesting. One more. What Scorpio sun, moon, or rising need to know? Interesting. Okay, Scorpio. Give me a second to sit with these. Okay, Scorpio. So immediately I'm hearing the words high pressure month. And I think that has a lot to do with this 10 of Wands. You may have taken on some extra responsibilities, or there's something that seems in addition to whatever it is that you already do in your life. So for instance, if you're someone who works, you may have decided to take over, for some random reason, I'm feeling the need to say, like, the little league team for your son or daughter, or something like that. Like, you've taken on an extra responsibility, and I feel like you kind of gladly did so it's not like you're upset that you have to do this thing, but it doesn't make it any less heavy. For some of you, it's just an extra job, and a lot of you, it's a passion project. Like I said, you wanted to do this. It's a lot. Just because you wanted to do something doesn't mean it's like fun, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's the case. For others of you, very specifically, I'm hearing someone's trying to put on an event. So you can be planning for a celebration, you can be planning for a show, something of that nature that you're putting together. And that's where this extra pressure is coming from, especially if you're getting married with our Four of Wands, or if you're buying a home or anything like that. It's additional to what you already do. So that's where the pressure is coming from. This Three of Swords feels a little separate though. For somebody specific, I feel like we're doing all of this in the midst of feeling some grief. This can be from a previous heartbreak. This can be from a loss. And I'm sorry if you did lose someone. This, for some of you, it feels like just life grief. You know how sometimes we're just extra heavy? I feel like that may be something that's going on for some of you, where you're feeling away on the inside, but you're just working away, doing what you got to do, putting in the hard work, despite that there's something on the inside that's kind of gnawing at you. Okay. For somebody very specific, I'm hearing that someone who previously broke your heart returns home, or returns back to you. This doesn't necessarily feel like a breakup type of situation. It could be, may well be, but someone who, it could be anybody, like someone you haven't seen for a long time. They moved away, you guys have been distant, and now they're coming back into your life to some degree. So that makes you actually kind of happy. I just think that it does come with something, right? Like, you know how someone, like, we watch a movie of someone that's away and then they come back in the picture and they're a little different. Like, it may be a scenario like that of some sort, something like that. Something else I'm picking up is doing all of this and kind of ending up here, not feeling completely fulfilled, or as if the dream came together the way that you wanted it to. That may be something that comes up as well. And I'm sorry if it is, Scorpio. That seems like, it seems like you're just carrying so much internally. Like, you're okay, but you're not okay, if that makes any sense. Like, it's like a lot of great things going on, but there just may be still something that's getting to you, something that hurts you, and that's okay. We go through seasons of that. But for the most part, if you're just worried about what will actually happen during the month, I think it's going to be very good. Again, there's celebrations, there's things, there's party, there's rest, there's, hanging out with friends. There's other little events going on, maybe even a little bit more stability from all of this hard work that you're putting in. Some imagery that I'm getting is like, you put a bunch of work in to maybe make a certain amount of money, or to make something more stable. And while it may not be what you've always dreamed of, it's something. So like, the picture that I'm getting, you see how she's carrying these wands, and she went over here and made this little, this little home, this little archway, and it's not nothing, but it's something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not much, but it's something. And that's how it feels. Like, you make something happen this month. And I love that for you, Scorpio. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, but let's get you some advice real quick before we close. What advice do you have for my Scorpios in the month of July? Spirit, just 2 cards. So sorry. Yeah, end of a tough cycle approaches. One more for my Scorpios. Sun, moon, and rising. What do they need to know? What advice do you got for them, Spirit, for July 2025? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hitting the camera. Yeah. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So basically, you're about to get a deep breath. You're about to get a break. I will be honest with you. For some of you, it's not going to be July specifically. I feel like this is a preparation card. Like, you're almost there. Keep going type of message. But for some of you, it will be like, okay, you're at the finish line of this celebration, this event, this whatever, and now you can rest. One thing I will also say, that if you are thinking about leaving a job or a situation that you've invested in, and you've been thinking about this, say, over a year or something like that, I would say you may consider, excuse me, come on words, back, come on words, seriously consider a new angle, you know, a new job, looking for something else. But you're not too far away from where you're trying to go, Scorpio. I want to reassure you of that. Okay, my love? I hope this resonated for you. Let me know about it in the comments. Bye. Hey, Sagittarius. Sorry about that, Sag. I had to restart the clock. Okay, let's get into your July 2025. Quick read. We're just going to do the general today. Let me know how you guys feel about us switching over to a different platform for your love and relationships and your careers. Anyway, let's get into it. What does Sag need to know about July 2025? Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are my Sagittarius is going to experience in July 2025? Thank you. One more, Spirit Guides. What will my Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising experience in the month of July? Ooh, cards flying out. Okay. We have the High Priestess. We have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups upright. And we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let me sit with this for a second, Sag. Okay, Sag. So right away, I'm getting kind of like a split message. The first message that I'm getting very clearly with the High Priestess is that you are pretty intuitive this month. You are pretty knowledgeable this month. For some of you, you may choose to be more silent and be more quiet because it's more of like an inner knowing versus something that you are expressing. And what I think is coming up for you, especially with this 8 of Pentacles right next to her, is that you feel like you're wasting your time doing something, or you have been wasting your time doing something. And almost as if, especially when it comes to work or your money, for some of you, you may be overspending, or you feel like your work or your job is not going to get you where you want to go. So what might end up happening is that you kind of zone out and you're in like living in kind of la la land and not living in the reality of what your situation is. So like, again, for some of you, this looks like overspending and you know, like, and just being frivolous and not really caring, being crazy at work, you know, not clocking in on time, you know what I mean? Doing what you want to do. For others of you, this will manifest as like a little bit of frustration, because it's like, okay, I am doing the work, but for whatever reason, it's not getting me where I need to go. So now I need to more so focus on myself. I need to develop myself instead of trying to develop somebody else's dream or some other type of situation. So you may kind of become more inward focused, and when it comes to your career and your like life path and your life growth, there's something there. For the second group of people that I'm sensing, oh, did I just say that? I did. I just said the second group. Sorry, y'all. So it's either or. Bear with me. It's as if you just know you can be doing more. So either you kind of have that realization this month, like I should be or could be doing more, or you know it, but you're not necessarily actively going after it this month, okay? But try to trust your wisdom. Don't try to don't find yourself getting so much into the illusion that you forget to actually create the opportunities for you. I feel like Spirit might be calling you out on that. Like, hey, we need to do something. If we want more money, if we want more of a future, we can't just keep sitting on our hands and praying and hoping and wishing and dreaming that something's going to change. No, you have to actively change it. And for others of you, I've just heard for somebody that you're dealing with someone that you work with that doesn't do anything at all. So you may be taking the brunt of their work. And maybe that's what triggers this, like, I'm better than this environment kind of attitude. Because you're like, okay, if I'm going to be doing all this hard work and that person is sitting there just looking cute, that doesn't work for me, okay? And I hear you. I am not mad at that at all. There's also a strong pull towards your subconscious that's coming up for me. So some of you may be having, like, really vivid dreams, getting information about, it's various things, because for some of you it'll be like guidance, but for others of you it'll be confirmation. I'll just say that. It's almost like you're just getting all of this information. Some opportunities may come your way. I just wonder if you will take them, or if you will take them seriously at all. Because I sense like this, you know, sometimes how we pray for something and then when it comes we're like, I don't know, doing everything but will be like, oh, I really want to get in a relationship. And then somebody will like, I really love you. And you'll be like, not him, not her. Like, it feels like that. Like, you're just dodging the opportunity instead of going for it. Or at least, you know, trying to see if it's for you. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's get you some advice real quick before this closes. What does Sagittarius, what advice do you have for Sagittarius this month, Spirit? July 2025. What advice do you have for my Sagittarius this month? Communication is key. Ooh. Nothing will come of this situation. And emotions are running high. Okay. So bear with me. An air sign could be relevant to you. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Does not have to be, but that's something that comes up. Wearing black a lot in school or learning some sort of new skill may be relevant to you. Wanting to save but can't, like wanting to make a certain amount but can't. Something also about self-preservation comes up as well, like protecting yourself or trying to protect yourself from something. Not necessarily in a scary way, but in a, you know, I guess trying to protect your assets and your who you are. Okay, so let's see. So with the communication is key, and with this nothing will come of this situation, I get two messages. One message for both of these cards is that you have to speak your mind. You cannot work a job knowing that they don't pay you enough and never ask for anything or never apply for anything. And you can't be in a relationship knowing that you can't stand it or knowing that it's not fulfilling you and you're not saying anything. You have to communicate your needs in order for anything to change. Yes, sometimes that's going to mean that things are going to fall away, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. If you're in school with the communication is key card, it's you have to read more. If you haven't been studying and on top of your studies, you got to get back to it. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a very direct message, especially with the Eight of Pentacles. Now, with nothing will come of this situation, this is a card of either or. So it is either you have nothing to worry about or you're wasting your time. And what did I say earlier? You may feel like you're wasting your time. So I'll leave that to you. But it kind of gives me the energy of like, if you do nothing, nothing will happen. Like I was just saying a moment ago. So you decide which one is more relevant to you. Be careful about your emotions. I feel like this does go to emotional spending. Again, you may be very frustrated this month. Not even frustrated. Antsy. That's a better word. More antsy, more anxious, more like impatient with certain things. So if you are, be careful. Like don't allow those bursts of energy to influence your decision making. For somebody specific too, careful about spending or wanting things and dreaming up things and making emotional decisions from that happy, like, ooh, I can do this space, but not preparing yourself like financially or foundationally. Okay, my love? Hope this resonated for you. Let me know about it in the comments. Bye. Hey, Capricorn. Welcome to your July 2025 quick read. We're only doing about 5 minutes. We're going to do a nice little general read, and then we will move forward. What is Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising? You need to know about July 2025. Wow, the world in reverse. Okay, High Priestess. What is the zodiac sign? Capricorn. You need to know about July 2025. What are my Capricorns experience in July? Spirit, make it abundantly clear. Ooh, cards trying to come out. What will Capricorn experience in July? Okay. Bear with me, Capricorn. Let me look over these. All right, Capricorn. We keep missing the mark, my Capricorns. Meaning, you may set out to do certain things, and right at the last minute, you change your mind. You, I don't know, start to doubt yourself. You start to wonder if you're good enough. Start to wonder if it's just going to work out. I'm not going to lie. Capricorn can be critical naturally anyway. You guys have like a supervisor kind of energy. So things need to be kind of going perfectly for you all. And I think this is the idea, is that, for instance, you may say, I'm going to meditate every day this week. And you may do it, right? But then somewhere towards Friday, you'll be like, man, this ain't even working. I'm not going to meditate no more. And you may never meditate again. The thing is, it was helping you, but you don't realize that until you're in a different situation and you realize how, I guess, emotionally, I don't know, anxious you may be, and then you realize, dang, that was helping. And now you're like, I need to do that again, but you never quite go back to it. So I might be calling you out a little bit. It may not be meditation. It can be anything. There's a task. There's something that you keep starting and stopping because of self-doubt. And I think you're starting to notice it this month. And for others of you, if it's not self-doubt, it's delays. It's things getting in your way. Critics, it's you know, other people not doing their part. Okay, so there's something that needs to happen in order for that pattern to change. And I think you kind of know it. It's like an intuitive thing. You know what it is, and you know what you need to do in order to change those things. I also am getting a message of like, it's on you, it's within you. Whatever's been bothering you lately, I'm going to be real with you, Capricorn, it's on you. Either you're going to keep letting it bother you or you're not. And I think this is the month where you decide, I'm not going to continue to let this bother me. Like, I'm going to do what I got to do to change this thing. Because I think some of you are actually, especially with these two cards, I feel like there's a spiritual aspect to it too. Like, you're getting the information that you need, but for some reason it's just kind of going over your head, or maybe you're afraid to follow through with it, okay? And then also with this World card, there could be a relationship. There can be I don't know, something that feels unfinished. And you may find yourself being very attached to whatever it is. Bear with me, Capricorn. So whether this be a relationship or something else where you feel as though you just have been attached to it for a long time, or attached to an outcome for a long time, it may be time to seek that closure, you know, close that loop for yourself. Okay, Capricorn? Because you really do have the power. It's not like you're waiting on you. Even if you are waiting on someone else, there's some aspect of it that's making you energetically hold yourself up. Okay? So clarity. What advice do you have for Capricorn in the month of July, Spirit? Bring love into the situation. One more. What advice do you have for the month of Capricorns in July, Spirit guides? Make it clear. Two Aquarius cards. So sorry, I had to stop the timer. First of all, there's some signs that may be very important to you this month. An Aquarius for sure. It showed up 3 times in your reading. So there may be an Aquarius in your life that's very important. It also could be a Leo, a Taurus, or a Scorpio. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else. Yeah, that may be very relevant to you this month. Okay, so overall, the advice is that you have to show yourself. Okay, first of all, you may be too attached to something or someone. I'm gonna be honest with you, Capricorn. And if it's something, it's an outcome. You're ready to see this thing come to fruition. You want people to act a certain way. You want a conversation to go a certain way. And the reality of it is, you do not have control over those situations. You heard me, Capricorn? Let me say it again. You do not have control over those situations. Love you, but I know y'all. So that's the thing. So you need to bring a little bit more of that detachment, of that Aquarius detachment into your situation. Because something new is trying to emerge for you, but it can't if you're always holding on to these, I guess, outdated ideologies, or, you know, just sticking to what you know kind of behavior. Okay? Also, if you find yourself being too attached to others, or too attached to having to do something, or wait on somebody to do something, you know, kind of almost waiting for permission, no need to do that either. Okay? If you find yourself getting in your head, I don't know, thinking too hard, doing too much, take a step back, because there's actually a new start trying to start for you, and you can't get there doing what you're doing now, holding on the way you're holding on now. Okay, my love? But that's all I'm saying for you. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments. Tell me about it. Bye. Hey, Aquarius. Welcome to your quick July 2025 reading. Oh, wow. We're just going to take her because she's so bold. What does Aquarius need to know about July? What will my Aquarius experience in July? What do they need to know about July? What will happen for my Aquarius' sun, moon, and rising in the month of July? Whoa. Bear with me. Okay. The Empress, 3 of Swords, and 7 of Wands. Interesting. Let me sit with this, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, and sorry about the little visit from my cat. But anyway, with the Empress and the Three of Swords, the overall message that I'm feeling is that on the outside, we're doing things to make ourselves feel better, right? And not in a negative way. Like maybe we're getting a new haircut, maybe we're making ourselves look nice, maybe we're nurturing our broken hearts or any sort of grief or hurt that we've been experiencing. I'm gonna be honest, some of you may be masking. You may say that you're fine, but there's something else going on in the background. It doesn't always mean that there's hurt, but sometimes it's just there's something, right? We're tired, we're a little low, there's a little bit of depression, there's something else going on here. But being followed by the Seven of Wands, I think some of you are being very protective of your heart and very protective of your energy in general, okay? Because you are trying to prevent further harm or crazy things from going on. I don't necessarily sense there being another person that you're protecting yourself from, meaning there's someone pursuing you, but there potentially could be for some of you. There's someone that's trying to come in and you're protecting your throne, you're protecting your heart, and you're really not really interested. Even if you're faking some sort of interest for some of you, because air sign nature, y'all will do that. That doesn't always mean that you feel that way. And for some of you, this is reverse. There may be someone that you're after, but this is, I guess the picture that I'm getting is like this is them sitting up on their throne, nursing their broken heart, and here you come with your little stick and you're trying to like push and pull. And again, this doesn't have to be romance, y'all. This can be a friend. This can be a networking collaboration, anything like that. Like someone's trying to get in, but there's a wall, a barrier that's keeping people out, okay? I do think this Empress card can manifest in kind of going with the flow as well, enjoying your energy, going out in nature, going outside more. If you're in a relationship, I think things can be fine for the most part. I just think that there's some unspoken things. Someone's saying and doing some things that may be hurtful to the other, but they're not saying anything. They're just kind of allowing it to happen or being more passive than they should be, okay? I just know that there's an energy of like, I'm not open. I may appear open, but I am not open. Like, I don't plan on being kind right now, or at least not the kindness that gets me taken advantage of or gets me involved with someone on a deep level, okay? I also completely separate from all of this, I think you may end up having to protect yourself from something or someone, especially if this is someone who you know to have questionable characteristics, or vice versa. Okay. Someone's mom might be important this month. So make sure you're checking on your mothers, your aunts, your sisters, your, all the women you know that may have children. The Empress can also represent pregnancy, but I'm not sensing that, Aquarius. I'll be honest. I don't sense that some of you are pregnant, but just the mere fact that I'm even saying it means that it could happen this month, or you're already pregnant and that's what's going on. And there's something happening with the pregnancy and it's causing you to be a little more like mama bear about your baby and your child or your children. Okay. It feels like July is a continuation of Aquarius building themselves up overall. Like this feels like you're on the same stuff you've been on for a while. We're healing, we're thriving, we're being beautiful and handsome, while also simultaneously like working on things that have hurt us or, caused us some sort of confusion or grief. Okay? Because I don't think with you all, I never think that it's surface. I think what it always is with Aquarius is that it's in the background and it only plays in certain environments or when you're triggered. And I think that's the issue. You kind of need to address it either way, okay? And not wait until it blows. Because this also, for some of you, can be a career thing. I'm saying just a small bit of you. It may be a career thing, too. Trying to take on a challenge there as well. And feeling like you're not getting where you want to get. Okay? So some of you may be kind of down in the dumps a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. You look okay. But there may be some work that you're trying to do on the back end. And that's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of, my love. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay? So let's get some advice for you. What advice do you have for my Aquarius's sun, moon, and rising in the month of July? I'm just going to put that down before they give me 100 cards. Nothing will come of this situation. It's time to release negativity. Signs that may be relevant to you. Scorpio, Cancer, sun, moon, or rising for each one. Again, some sort of grief, heartbreak, loss, facing a challenge, being defensive, something about the shine on her legs, maybe having on leggings specifically. With nothing will come of this situation and it's time to release negativity. I think they're telling you not to worry about it, Aquarius. And I know that's easier said than done. I know it's easy to say don't worry about it when I'm sitting here, behind the screen and you're sitting in your situation. But especially with it being paired with this time to release negativity, it's almost like a reminder of like we're the ones holding in the problem. Sometimes, sorry, I had to pause it, the little timer. Sometimes it's like the best way to let something go is to let it go. Like the best way to get out of a situation is to let it go. You can't do nothing at the moment. It is what it is. You'll be fine eventually. You just got to work through this part. Okay? I'm reading it from the book for you. So release anybody. Worrying yourself is pointless. Okay? Move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. What did I just say? It's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let it go. What did I say earlier? Holding on to something. The end of an argument may come up. And there's one more. Let's give Void of Course Ramon real quick for you. Because sometimes these little messages from the book, I feel like they hit different. It's like there's a sentence. Even if it's not saying specifically what your situation is, I think sometimes it's nice to hear the words because it'll give you confirmation. Okay, it says the chances of something are diminishing. Something better may be around the corner. What did I just say? Believe that you will get what you need. What? Surrender to the divine. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. Okay? Yeah, there's nothing to worry about. It'll work out. Okay, my love? Hope this helps. Let me know about it in the comments, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye. Hey Pisces, welcome to your July 2025 quick read. Let's get into it. It's going to be about 5 minutes of a general. 3 cards, spirit guides. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. What do they need to know about July 2025? What will my Pisces experience in July? Okay, King of Swords. What will Pisces experience in July, spirit? Okay. One more card, spirit guides. What will Pisces experience? Okay. Got a lot of air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And then on the end, tried to jump out a little bit at us. Queen of Wands energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Those could be relevant signs for you. Or maybe not. But give me a second, Pisces. Let me look these over. Okay, Pisces. So, right away with this King of Swords and this Ace of Cups, there may be someone kind of arriving in your life. And this may only be for specific people, whether it be a water sign or an air sign. Sign doesn't matter, but potentially it's someone who has a lot of knowledge on a subject that you've been needing information on, or someone who has a skill, a creative skill specifically, that you've been trying to hone. That comes up in the month of July. So you may have a new relationship. It doesn't have to even be romantic. It can be a business partnership. It can be a mentor. It can be a mentee. Just somebody that comes into your life that helps you see a new perspective and gives you the logical, truthful information about a subject that you've been interested in. That's one scenario that I'm picking up on. Another is that this is you. You're the one with the clarity. You have the truth now of some sort. Now, this may not necessarily involve other people, because for some of you it will be like you get the truth about a situation, you're finally walking in your truth. There's some way where you feel like you know what you want, you know who you are, and because of that kind of cracks open this opportunity for new relationships. For others of you, it's not new relationships more than it's interaction. If you felt a little isolated, or if you haven't seen certain people in a long time, you may get that opportunity in the month of July. Like now you're spending time with these people, you're feeling the love, you're feeling like your cup is being poured into. And it's a welcome surprise. Page of Cups always talk about that welcome surprise, okay? There may also be a bout of creativity as well. I always think of Pisces as obviously my dreamy types, but I also think you don't get enough credit for how creative and how your mind kind of works. And I think something about that is being embraced in the month of July. Like maybe you're requested to do something creative or help someone with something that you're really good at. Like, you may be the subject matter expert this month, okay? So whether it be someone coming in your life or you being that person for someone else, it's a great month, especially for new relationships, for love, for creativity, okay, for intuition, but combining the two, right? Like having that logic and like, I know who I am and I know what's going on and I know how to make decisions, with also the emotional, the creative, the outer worldly. Like we're not thinking so much, you know, in a way where we're getting too rigid. You know, your mind is open. So it seems like a good month. I also see with this doc with her, you guys may be on a boat or maybe go to some sort of water in the month of July. Obviously it's hot, so that makes a lot of sense. But like a pond or something like that, you getting outside and you enjoying yourself, okay? Careful about fog. I don't know why. Fog, being careful in the fog. Something about that, or in the rain, or some sort of weather may be important. Something about dressing up. His button up is highlighted for me. So wearing a button up or button down, something like that, for like an event. Ooh, sorry. Okay, but it seems like it's going to be a good month. If you have children too, there's something about that relationship with your child that either improves or, I don't know, you guys get to spend some time together. Okay, someone's dyeing their hair blonde as well, or maybe brunette, one or the other, but blonde is really sticking out for me. Okay, so clarity, any advice for my Pisces in the month of July? Spirit, closing this message. What advice do you have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the month of July? One more. Pause that timer because it was finna go off. Your hard work is paying off. Love to see it. Believe in the impossible, which mirrors the Page of Cups. They call that card when pigs fly card. It's kind of very serendipitous. And a personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, so whatever's been, like I said, you see the truth. Whatever's been holding you back or holding you up in the month of July, it becomes abundantly clear what you need to do. You know that you're going to get the promotion, that you're going to get the answers that you need. Like something comes up. I'm actually going to read some of this for you guys. You need to be more disciplined to reach your goals. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. Very good omen for studying or teaching. Don't be too controlling and avoid anybody who is too controlling. Make a proper plan and execute it well. What did we say earlier? Blue Moon says, miss this chance and it might not come back anytime soon. Okay? Take those opportunities. What happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find. If you believe it, you can achieve it. This situation is unlikely to repeat. Okay, and full moon in Cancer. Meditate to soothe heightened emotions. Don't be clingy. Stop sulking. Have you had enough family time lately? So remember I said earlier, something about your children, something about spending time with your family, okay? I hope that resonated for you. Group child Pisces. Tell me about it in the comments. Have a good night. Bye.